Guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all benefited from the last hymn, Our Men. Now we've got the venerations of St. Mary's coming up in August, full of beautiful hymns, and I will try to teach you as many hymns as possible before these 2 weeks. First up, I will be going through Okirios or Agios. So this hymn is a very, very easy hymn. All the verses, we tend to hear it a lot and it's very common, but a lot of people don't actually know the 3 words that are changed every single time between every single verse. So my aim is to teach you these 3 words and get you on point so you could join in when you're venerating St. Mary. Now, the first part, O Kirios metaso, okay, which stands for the Lord is with you. That part is actually taken from the hymn before, Sherethe o Toke. Okay, so starting the actual hymn is the first word of that hymn is Agios. Now, this is also a slight trick to that hymn, where every single word is alphabetically in alphabetical order. So the first verse, for example, is Agios, starting off with alpha. The middle word, Vasilevsin, with a vita, and the third word is Genos endoxin. Okay. And then you go into the next verse, Vikeos, starting with delta, Eovoithin, and Zoin, and so on. So this is a very, very easy way of learning the hymn. I urge you just to tune in so you learn them, and hopefully later on you won't even need a book. I mean, most of these deacons now, as they learn the order, they stop using the books. So hopefully you'll be on the same wavelength as them. Now, let's get cracking up right into it, okay? So, the first verse, Agios, or actually, let's go Okirios. Let's start from Okirios because a lot of churches start off with Okirios. So, Okirios, Okirios, metaso, metaso, Okirios metaso, Okirios metaso. The first verse, Agios, an easy word we hear a lot in church. Agios, istin, istin. Agios, istin. Agios, istin. O patir, O patir. Now that's one of the common words. You'll find it's always addressing the Father and the Holy Spirit. So the Father at the beginning and the Holy Spirit at the end, and some of the verses will be the Son in the middle. So there's the Trinity in most of the verses. So Agios istin, O patir, O patir. And the changing word in this verse, the second one, Vasil efsin, Vasil efsin, O patir, Vasil efsin. So the first half of that verse, Agios istin, O patir Vasil efsin. Again, Agios istin, O patir Vasil efsin. Let's take that verse with the tune, with O Kirios at the beginning. So some church will say O Kirios, and some will say O Kirios. They're both right, okay? So let's do O Kirios and sing along. O Kirios, O Kirios, metaso, metaso. O Kirios metaso. Remember that part is only going to be said at the beginning. It's not going to be repeated again. But it is repeated, this phrase is repeated a lot throughout the venerations and also in Kyak. O Kirios metaso. O Kirios metaso. And in the verse, Agios, Agios. All together. O Kirios metaso Agios. So O Kirios metaso is the phrase that the angel Gabriel said to Saint Mary upon the Bishara, the Annunciation. O Kirios metaso Agios. The next part is the repeated parts. So that part is repeated. Okay, it's Agios estin. Again, Agios estin. Last time. Agios estin. The next part. O patir vasil. So this one's quite quick. Each verse is different. Depending on the word that comes up is different. Some of them will be elongated. Some of them will be cut up straight away. O patir vasil levsin. O patir Vasilevsin. O patir Vasilevsin. We'll take the first half all together. Agios estin. O patir Vasilevsin. Again. Agios estin. O patir Vasilevsin. Last time and we'll move on. Agios estin. O patir Vasilevsin. The next part, very common part, most of us know it, but we'll go through it. Thep and thevio. This one we're going to elongate because of the word after, changing word. Thep and thevio. Remember? Or at the end. We're not going to cut it. Thep and thevio. Again. Thep and thevio. One more time. Thep and thevio. The next part, and it's a changing part. Normally, they're not that long, the phrases, but this one's fairly long. So listen up and make sure you practice it. Genos endoxin. Genos endoxin. Remember, that's the gamma. We took agios alpha, Vasilevsin vita, and now it's gamma. Genos endoxin. So realize how this part is really low. So make sure when you start the hymn, you start it in a pitch that you're comfortable going low here and high in the part after. Genos endoxin. Again. Genos endoxin. Last time. Genos endoxin. And the next part is the repeated part, which is Tobnevmato agio, which means the Holy Spirit. Tobnevmato agio. I'm going to say it one more time. Listen through. If you need to stop and rewind, go for it. If you could sing along, happy days. το πνεύμα το Άγιο, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. We'll go from genos and doxin. Genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. Again. Genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. Let's take it from Theb and Thevia. Theb and Thevio, genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. Again. Theb and Thevio, genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. Again. Theb and Thevio, genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. From the beginning with Okirios. Ο Kirios μετας ο Άγιος εστιν, ο Πατήρ βασιλευσιν, Theben Thevio, genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. As you figured out by now, this is a Greek hymn, not a Coptic one. Again, O Kirios. Ο Kirios μετας ο Άγιος εστιν, ο Πατήρ βασιλευσιν, Theben Thevio, genos and doxin, το πνεύμα το Άγιο. We'll move on to the next verse now, but if you do struggle, please go back, rewind, okay, and go through the lesson again, and I'm sure you'll be more comfortable following that. The next verse, I'm only going to teach you 3 words, because the rest are all repeated. Now, we've had alpha, beta, gamma, now we have delta, E, and zeta. Now, if you're wondering why we're not saying so'ul, because this is Greek, there's no so'ul in Greek. So, delta, E, zeta. Okay? So for delta, the word is dikeos. Dikeos. Following my previous Coptic language clip, delta has 2 sounds, but we will go and dive into the grammar later on. But for now, here delta sounds the or z, depending on how you can pronounce it. Dikeos. Dikeos. Now, the second word, which is changing, okay, which starts with E, is euvoithin. Euvoithin. So we've had dikeos, euvoithin. And the last letter, zeta, is zoin. Zoin. So, dikeos, euvoithin, zoin. Repeat them again. Dikeos, euvoithin, zoin. Listen up, and I'll try to point out where these words come in. Dikeos estin, o Patir euvoithin. Notice it? Euvoithin. Let's go through that again. Dikeos estin o patir o voithin. Last time, and then we'll take the second half. Dikeos estin o patir o voithin. The second half, and I'll point out the third word. Thepenthavio. That one's cut up, not like the last one. Evio zoinen eporanion. Let's go through that again. So in zoin and eporanion. So thepenthavio zoinen eporanion. Tom nevmato agio. Again. Thepenthavio zoinen epuranion. Tom nevmato agio. Last time, and then we'll take the whole verse. Thepenthavio zoinen epuranion. Tom nevmato agio. If we're comfortable, please continue with the video. If not, please stop, rewind, and listen again. But we will take the second verse now, the whole of the second verse. Dikeos. Notice how we started high compared to agios, okay? Because agios, we've got the introduction from Okirios. Dikeos estin o patir o voithin. Thepenthavio zoinen epuranion. Tom nevmato agio. Again. Dikeos estin o patir o voithin. Thepenthavio zoinen epuranion. Tom nevmato agio. Last time, and then we'll take both verses together. Dikeos estin o patir o voithin. Thepenthavio zoinen epuranion. Tom nevmato agio. Perfect. Let's take it from the beginning, from Okirios. Okirios metaso agios estin o patir vasilev sinthe epenthavio genos endoxin. Tom nevmato agio. Dikeos estin o patir o voithin. Thepenthavio Very easy. Last time, and then we'll conclude the lesson. O Kirios metaso agios estin, O Pater Vasilev sinthe epenthevio genos endoxen tum pneumato agio dikeos estim, O Pater o voifin the epenthevio zoinen epuranion tom pneumato agio. Perfect. That's the first two verses done. The next verses, we should fly through them as we know the common words now, and we only need to learn 3 words per verse. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow on all social media platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube, of course. Thank you for tuning in. See ya.